I will not be buying another Ram in my life.
Why a brand new car is missing features that my 2013 Kia Optima has.
I am an idiot for buying this truck.
Many Americans are turning back to older cars, and they'll tell you exactly why. Before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more.
So check it out, TikTok. If y'all don't believe me that these Ram trucks are pieces of shit, Ram just announced that they're recalling over 300,000 vehicles because of the potential fire hazard that they pose when you park inside, that they spontaneously combust and cause a fire. Or could. That's not the same issue that I'm having with this hunk of shit. This one right here keeps dying. I keep making videos just to try to raise awareness, and now Ram has came out and said that they are recalling 300,000 trucks. New trucks. Kind of like that hunk of metal. So if you don't believe me, go in there and look, or you're probably going to get notified that they're recalling your truck. Because this one right here hasn't been currently recalled yet, but I'm sure it's in the works that it's going to be. I'm just trying to raise awareness that you don't want to buy these hunks of shit. Yeah, I know every single truck and every single manufacturer and every single company has issues with their trucks. I'm trying to raise awareness that don't waste your fucking money like I did on a hunk of shit like this. Yeah, I know they all have problems these days. That's not the point. The problem that I have is that I wasted 70 grand. That's it. Have a good day.
All brands have flaws, sure, but paying luxury money for a truck that risks burning down your garage and leaves you fighting for basic fixes isn't normal. It's getting ripped off, plain and simple.
This is an $83,000 2022 model year truck that I bought this year, and it would appear that it's a piece of junk. I've got 3 problems I want to tell you about. That will start with the most pressing thing that caused me to make this video that's preventing me from using my truck. And then I've got 2 other issues that aren't as urgent, but still shouldn't be happening with a brand new $80,000 truck. So I pull in today with the dump trailer. It's not loaded down or anything. I've got some 2x6s in the back of it. And I circle around and I'm pulling up to my shop doors. I'm gonna unload this lumber in my shop. And I pull forward and I go to back up, and it's not backing up very quickly. Thought, well, I might be in a little bit loose ground or something. It's slightly uphill. I'll just put it in 4-wheel drive. I put it in 4-wheel drive, 4 high, and press the gas pedal. Absolutely nothing happens. It's not even like revving loud. And I don't have reverse. Guy that helps me in the shop comes out. He cocks his head sideways like this, like he's trying to figure out what's going on. And I put my window down.
Incoming rant, this is your warning. I cannot be the only one with a 2025 Ram 1500 that is an absolute lemon. It's had the check engine light on and off since it was at 500 miles for misfiring codes. It has broken down on me twice. It's been in the shop 3 times. The last time that it was in the shop, it was there for 21 days. It had 3 faulty fuel injectors replaced, and they still couldn't fix it. They still couldn't stop it from misfiring. Ram Engineering basically told them that they didn't have a fix for it and to just give it back to me. So it gets stuck in the wrong gear. It doesn't shift. It doesn't respond when I press the accelerator. So if I'm making like a left turn into busy traffic, I am literally like doing the sign of the cross, because there is a really good chance that I'm not going to make it. I've had several close calls. It is terrifying to have your gas pedal to the floor and have your truck literally just not moving. So what prompted this rage video that I'm recording right now is my backup camera is now a blue screen. Thank God we only leased it and we didn't buy it. But the reason why we leased it and not buy a used truck was because we wanted a reliable family vehicle. Yeah. This is our family vehicle. I drive my kids to school in this, and I need this truck to move furniture for my business. It is crucial. If I don't have this truck, I can't restore furniture. Ridiculous that I have this brand new truck with 6,000 miles on it, and I got to get in it every day and say a prayer that it's going to start. I cannot be the only person with this problem. I don't know. Maybe my good karma will spill over into this, and Ford or Chevy will see this video and feel bad for me and get me out of my lease. and make me like a Ford or a Chevy ambassador, please.
Only 6,000 miles, 3 shop visits, 21 days stuck in the garage, 3 injectors replaced, and still misfiring, lagging acceleration, failed shifting. Ram literally handed it back, saying we have no fix, terrifying to drive kids into traffic, praying it moves when you press the gas.
I will not be buying another Ram in my life, and here's why. It's got 36,000 miles. Check engine light came on after an oil change. And long story short, it needs new fuel injectors and spark plugs and PCV valve or whatever they call it. And I'm thinking I got warranty, right? Until 85,000 miles or 2028. Unfortunately, no, the dealer said, sorry. It's not covered under the warranty. Why? It's not mechanical failure. It's considered clogged injector. What? They want only $3,000 after keeping vehicle for 3 days for diagnostics. Do not buy another Ram, and I repeat, you will regret it, guys, sooner or later. Did I get a lemon? Maybe, but why? Won't you cover simple repairs when you got warranty? Come on.
Hey, quick question. What vehicle brand would you never buy?
The blue oval? Who the hell would buy a Ford? Look what I'm dealing with right here. Do you see this? The heads are off not because the head gaskets are blown. They're blown off because Ford could not make a good valve seat. It's the same material as the head and it gets shoved up in the fucking cylinder head. Come on, man. This is the same design since the 60s and they still have not figured it out in 2008. Fuck Ford.
This is day number 5 of trying to get their attention at Dodge, Stellantis, or Ram. I spoke with this guy named Mike. He's a supervisor at Ram Customer Care. I have it recorded, and I asked for the documentation proving that there was damage. Mike never got me that information, and Mike never called me back the way he said he would, and or did Nicole. So now I'm coming back on here to let you guys know that I'm going to pursue with further action for what is necessary. This truck does have issues, and need to get it fixed immediately. I'm not paying out of pocket for something that is not my fault. And if you guys don't want to lift the restriction and you don't have documentation to do so, this could be really bad on your end. So either fix the truck, lift the warranty, or take the truck back. You guys, please share this with as many people as possible. This has been a big headache, a huge nightmare, and I'm really tired of doing this, but I'm going to do this until I get what is necessary. Thank you, guys.
Since you have opted for the giant iPad screen, you have gotten rid of all your knobs and dials and buttons and traded them for the iPad, which means, like, I've got climate up and down here, and at least they're physical buttons, but if I want the climate to go down, I gotta just fondle my button for a bit. I want to go back up, I gotta sit. I'm driving a truck, by the way. I'm driving like a massive truck hurtling down the road, and I'm having to sit here, fondle my button, and watch the little screen to make sure it's at the temperature I want. And you got your buttons here. Okay, what if you want to change where the air goes? There's a comfort button. And that time it loaded up great. I had recently used it. It's loaded in the RAM of the operating system. But sometimes you hit that comfort button, and you're waiting a good 3 seconds. And that light turned green. I had no idea. I was fucking with my screen, because that's so safe, and we love that. I love being an attentive driver. But, I really can't be, because to do simple things in my truck, I have to take my eyes all the way off the road. Like, this screen goes so far down for most of, like, these very essential options that my eyes are nowhere near the road in the slightest. It is crazy how dangerous and unergonomic and just frankly just plain annoying this is.
I am an idiot for buying this truck. Yep, that's what the comments have been. They have talked about this truck right here. This 2025 Ram 1500 RHO is just junk. You should have bought TRX. That's the first mistake. Second mistake was you bought a Dodge. Dodges are junk. Stellantis builds terrible vehicles. What are you thinking?
I'll tell you about one of the worst scams going on today. A lot of you have new cars. You have modern cars. And I'd be willing to bet you that quite a few of you have a bunch of lights on your dashboard. The check engine light, you got your tire pressure, you got all this computerized stuff. And let me tell you something, the worst day in automotive history was the day that some idiot said, Let's put a computer chip in a car. I'm perfectly fine with sensors being added to cars to improve them, make them more efficient, make them better, give them better fuel mileage, all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you this, sensors should never cause problems with cars. If you want to add them to make them better, great. But 99% of every problem that I've had with a modern car was always a stupid sensor. The oxygen sensors, the mass airflow sensors. When those go bad, it makes your car run like crap. And all those lights pop on and you're right back to stopping by and giving the dealer a whole bunch of money. A lot of you have said in the last couple of weeks that you want to see the project truck, and I'm going to show this thing to you, but I first want to explain why I'm building this truck. This right here is my 1995 Ford F-150. This is a great truck. We bought this originally for my daughter, and then she crashed it, and then I fixed it, and I've been driving this thing for the last few years. Now I love it. It's 1995, which means that it doesn't have to really be inspected. Super easy to get it inspected. But here's the thing. That stupid thing has a whole bunch of sensors on it and a whole bunch of lights on the dash. What I call all those lights on your dash, I call that the stop by the dealer and give them your money scam. This year, I was done with it. I'm so done with modern cars and all those damn sensors. So done with it. And I said, I'm going to buy me a truck that has no sensors on it. I'm going to buy something that's so simple to work on. I'm going old school. And here's what I bought. I bought a 91 Ford F-250 Camper Special. This thing is so cool, and I'm done with sensors. This thing breaks, I'm going to run down to the auto parts store and I'm going to buy the part to fix it, and I'm going to drive this truck for the rest of my damn life. Thing you may not have thought of. These good old vehicles like this are increasing in value. I bought this thing for $9,000. By the time I'm done with it, because I'm getting ready to do the paint next, these things are going for upwards of $25,000 to $30,000 right now when they're in good shape. This is going to be the only vehicle I've ever bought that's going to get more valuable over time. Here's something else a lot of people aren't talking about. All those fancy new cars you're buying, they're not made to last. They're disposable cars. And the bodies on them are so thin that you can literally ding them with your finger. It's crazy. I can stand on the hood of this truck. It won't even damage it. And these trucks, you look online, you can find old 80s and 90s trucks that have over 1 million miles on it. These days with modern cars, you're lucky if you get past 80,000 miles. Well, let's look on the bright side of these fancy new cars. You're going to get to pay 4 or 5 times as much. It's going to lose 1/3 of its value as soon as you drive it off the lot. It's going to have more government regulation with inspections and everything else. You're going to spend more money to fix it. And it's probably going to lose most of its value before you even pay it off. Think about it. We got Fiat making Jeep and Dodge, Ram trucks, these fancy Kias. Do some searches on TikTok. You're going to find mechanics that'll take you out to a whole row of dead cars telling you, oh, this one's got 62,000 miles. This one's got 73,000 miles. It's absolutely nuts. And the engines of those things are like these tiny little disposable throwaway things. I'm out. That's a big bunch of nope.
New ones barely hit 80,000 miles before dying, lose huge value instantly, cost a fortune to repair. Old Fords run to 1 million miles. Fix yourself cheap. Stand up to real use. No wonder they're worth more every year instead of less.
So you know that old saying that your parents and grandparents used to say that they don't make them like they used to? Well, they were right. I just got done installing this battery in my 2021 Silverado High Country Duramax Baby Max. But anyway, this battery is a complete shit show. It's got this fucking case on it. Let me see if I can get it off here. It's got this stupid fucking pack with all this shit in here that you got to take off. Remove it. Take this fucking stupid bracket off. Swing it over to the side. Pull the goddamn thing out. It weighs a ton. And then put the new one in and put everything back together. Like, whatever happened to the day, like this thing, where it's got a negative terminal, a positive terminal, and your fucking battery comes out, no problem. You don't have to deal with all that bullshit. Not to mention, this thing was just at the dealership for the shitty DEF system. I won't get into that. But I said, you know what? Might as well, it's at the dealership. Might as well get an oil change on it, right? I'm thinking it's $100, $80 to $100. $230 to change the oil on this fucking thing. Damn near shit my pants because I've never even heard of that. I didn't even know that was even a thing. They tried to say it's because it's a diesel. Like, the thing's got 8 quarts of oil. How much more complicated can it be? Needless to say, I'll be changing my own oil on this thing from here on out. like I do these shit boxes. But anyway, our parents were right, man. They don't make them like they used to. Everything's shit quality. It's more complicated. It's designed to have you bring it to the dealer and pay an arm and a leg so you don't have to deal with the headache. That's my rant for today. They don't make them like they used to.
$230 for an oil change on an 8-quart diesel is straight robbery. They overcomplicate every part, jack up labor costs, and build it all so you feel forced to pay dealer prices instead of doing it yourself like before.
Have this style GM platform, 20 years old, versus the new one. It's because of this engine right here. These Vortec 5.3 liters, the 4.8s, the 6.0s, the 8.1 liter. These engines are bulletproof because they don't have cylinder deactivation. These engines have the active fuel management systems and they absolutely suck because they always drop a lifter. 15.5, 15. 500,000 miles, might go 50,000 miles before those lifters blow. And it just sucks because I'll take this all day. I'll take this. Why we took this and decided, yeah, let's ruin it. EPA, emissions, it all sucks. But actually just the build quality. See how that, yeah, like it's a little tinny, but you get over here and it's, look at this. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it. My finger's literally bending it. Like, look at that. Cheap aluminum. I mean, that's literally the panel flexing. So I'd much rather have this stuff versus this. It's actually built well.
Okay, look, this is a fucking 08 Toyota 4Runner. Now look, it's 08. It's 17 years old. But just the way the shape that it's in, and look, I get it. These are seat covers. I'm not gonna tear them, see what the fuck they look like underneath. That shit doesn't matter. But look. Boom. A fucking 08 with 237,000 miles. Aftermarket radio. But bro, that's not what I'm talking about. This motherfucker is so clean for a 08 model. Doesn't miss a beat. It's a fresh trade-in. And just by looking at it, I could just tell this motherfucker's gonna run for another couple of years. What the f***?
Here's why I love older cars. Work on them. They look better. They're more reliable. They were built better back then. These newer cars are just electrical pieces, junk. And yeah, they look sleeker, but now give me that American muscle. Give me those 60s. Give me those 70s. Early 80s. Don't give me no late 80s. Early 80s? Give me that. Oh, my goodness. And then the 10s and 20s, they all right. I'd still take one. But still, Ender is always better. Give me that 90s Ford truck. Give me that 70s Ford truck. And Chevys. I mean, any Chevys are pretty good.
Bro, all I can say is, what the fuck happened to cars?
I feel bad for young people 20 years from now because I don't think the shitbox market is going to exist. No, this newfangled stuff ain't built to last. Let me tell you about Old Red. Old Red was a 1988 F-150 that I daily drove throughout most of my 20s. Yeah, it had the 300 inline 6-cylinder engine. That burned as much gas as any 8-cylinder, but it's pretty sturdy. When I say it burned a lot of gas, I mean, there was a time there when gas hit about $5 a gallon, and when it did that, I could go 40 miles on $20. And that was back then, $20. But you know what? I still see that truck driving around town every once in a while. Oh, I originally bought that truck for $1,800. One time I got hit in the bedside, and State Farm wanted to keep it and give me $400. So I said, no. And we went back and forth for weeks until they sent me a check for $1,950, and I kept the truck. Drove it for several more years after that and hit several more deers. It didn't care. So, yeah, don't ever let them tell you you can't invest in shit boxes. So I definitely made money on that one.
Exactly right. Modern ones are built disposable, lose value fast, and fall apart early, while old classics were engineered solid, hold up for decades, and keep their worth the longer they run. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel.